too, and you too, man. Have a good weekend. See you on fight now, man. It's gonna be a good one. Let's do it.
Saw what he did to Rob Whittaker with a face crank. How's the strength in your jaw and teeth?
If he grabs my jaw like that, he will break his fall.
Should DDP be worried about his jaw and his teeth?
It's up to him. I don't know. We'll see.
You've been doing the exercises, been chewing on some gum.
No, I'm just built different.
You did say if you could take Rob down so easily, what do you think you're going to do to DDP?
What do you think? Rob pushing down, so very salam alaikum.
Very salam alaikum. What do you think he means by that?
I have no idea what that means, but he took me down, I got back up, so you are probably going to be able to take me down. I'm probably going to be able to take you down. I know we have a fight, and I'm ready for this fight. I have been ready, and man, I wish there was a way for people to see how this fight camp went, to see what we went through, how successful we were, how flawless this camp went.
Excitement is building as UFC 319 approaches, with Khamzat Chimaev and Dricus Du Plessis both determined to assert dominance in the middleweight division. The two were recently seen interacting before their highly anticipated showdown, and Du Plessis described the encounter as respectful, with both wishing each other well. He emphasized that hostility isn't necessary outside the cage, but once the fight starts, his focus will be on finishing Chimaev.
Moments ago, you and Khamzat Chimaev, you guys ran into each other. He came up to you. What'd you make of that? What'd you see when you looked in his eyes?
Yeah, I saw him. I mean, there was nothing but respect. I mean, he said to me that he's happy that I'm healthy and ready to go. And I said to him, right back at you. I mean, you know, it doesn't always have to be that hostile. But when the cage door closes, I'm in there.
Du Plessis stated that his main focus is cementing his legacy as the greatest middleweight of all time. Confident in his abilities, he expressed that even if Chimaev managed to take him down, he wouldn't be able to keep him there.
What's more satisfying, being known as the greatest middleweight of all time or becoming the first man to have 3 belts in the UFC?
I think that's not even comparable. I think you focus on Saturday night before you think about any of that.
And that's where your mindset is. Saturday night, you want to build a legacy as being the greatest middleweight of all time.
Absolutely, 100%.
If Khamzat does take you down, why won't he be able to keep you down?
Because I'm better than him at every single aspect. I'm both different. I'm the champion for a reason.
On the other hand, Khamzat Chimaev is equally confident in his skills and believes he can secure a dominant victory at UFC 319. Determined to win his first UFC belt, he is prepared to give everything to achieve his goal.
And be able to take him down with ease?
Of course, take down people who want to take him down. So.
Khamzat Chimaev also addressed the matchup, dismissing the idea that Dricus Du Plessis' style is unusual, calling it simply part of the sport. While he acknowledged Du Plessis' effectiveness, Chimaev made it clear he believes his own skills are on a higher level.
What do you think about Dricus, right? Because sometimes you look at his fights and he fights in a very weird way, a strange style. When you look at him, do you think, man, this guy's very good, or this guy's just very strange?
Oh, everyone says it's weird style, weird. As MMA, so I don't think it's some crazy weird, but he does his job, he does good, and he's a good fighter.
However, Dricus Du Plessis described his chances against Khamzat Chimaev as unpredictable, admitting he didn't know exactly how he would win, playfully imagining everything from odd in-cage accidents to completely random outcomes. He made it clear that regardless of how it happened, he envisioned himself walking away with the victory.
Because be honest with me, how do you beat Khamzat Chimaev?
Man, I've got plot armor. You've got plot armor? Bro, how do you prepare for me? I don't even know what I'm going to do.
You don't know what you're going to do in the octagon.
It could have been DDP by accident, DDP by falling piano. Maybe I draw a hole in the middle of the octagon, he falls through it.
A hole in the middle?
Absolutely. Maybe I blow up my thumb, hit him with it. I could win by a car crash. I'm a large hammer. That will be there. That would be in the corner. Another DDP might just come into the octagon.
Yeah, that can happen.
Everybody says on paper, Khamzat beats me. How do I know? I can't even read.
You can't read.
Nah. But at the end of the day, my friend, it's DDP by whatever.
Khamzat Chimaev also questioned the strength of Dricus Du Plessis' takedown defense, noting that opponents with far less wrestling pedigree had managed to put him on the ground. Confident in his own grappling, he suggested that taking Du down would be even easier for someone with his level of wrestling.
Give him credit. You don't want to think that, it's going to be easy, but when you really look at this guy, do you think he's going to be able to stop the takedown, or what do you think you're going to find out when you get in there with him immediately, from just based on what you've seen on film?
Like I told before, the guys after my fight, told that I said to the guys, watch guys, other UFC fighters who usually strikes, they take him down. I'm wrestler in MMA, like one of the best wrestlers in MMA. So it's not possible to take him down, take this guy down. If Robert takes him down, and Tyron Till scramble and take over, and he takes him down as well. But, you know, guys know which level I am in wrestling now.
Meanwhile, Dricus Du Plessis admitted that Khamzat Chimaev would be his most dangerous challenge yet, but said he was used to people doubting him. He explained that every title defense comes with high stakes, and this one is no different. Confident in the improvements he's made, he promised to show why the belt should remain with him.
Underdog heading into this fight, is this going to be the toughest fight for you yet?
Well, I mean, yet to lose means that I have to lose some time, and I don't need that. I have 2 losses in my career. I know how it feels, and I'm completely fine if I never feel it again. But I'm the underdog. I've been the underdog most of my career, but yet I am the champion. So, you know, odds don't make fights. And for me, 100% believe this is the best opponent that I've faced to date, but so was the previous one. Every time that you step in there, you're going to face the next most dangerous guy, especially as a champion. So for me, yes, this is the best fighter that the best opponent I've ever come up against, but once again, I will show my improvements and why.
Dricus Du Plessis said his ground game often goes unnoticed simply because he hasn't needed to use it often. He referenced his fight with Robert Whittaker, where after being taken down, he quickly reversed the position and took control with strikes and submission setups, proving he can dominate in every area of MMA.
I think people are underestimating your grappling.
Absolutely. I think, I just don't think people have seen a lot of it, so it changes the game. I think if, Khamzat mentioned it, he said, Robert Whittaker took me down. He got a good time takedown. I got up very easily. When Rob took me down, I got up with no problems, took him down, and I dominated him on the floor. In a way where I was landing, I cut him, I was landing massive elbows. The threat of the choke was there the whole time, and the round ended. And I'm sure if that round didn't end in that stage, it would be the end of the fight right there. But yeah, I mean, I guess people haven't seen too much of my grappling and wrestling that much, but at the end of the day, I'm complete in my fight, and that's why I'm the best in the world.
On the other hand, Chelsonen said that if Dricus Du Plessis defeated Khamzat Chimaev in dominant fashion, it could elevate him into the sports elite pound-for-pound tier. Sonnen believes such a win would place Du Plessis in the same conversation as Islam Makhachev and Ilia Topuria.
Dricus can go out and look good and get the win over Chimaev. I just think that ranking, he all of a sudden is going to be flirting with Islam's space and Ilya's space. He's going to be flirting with the top 3, and I think that's the only way that we know how to compliment him in our industry. We give him a belt, we give him a main event, and then we give him a little bit more, and that top 3 placing pound for pound is very within reach right now.
Michael Bisping also discussed the matchup, highlighting Khamzat Chimaev's rare combination of speed and power in wrestling. He noted that Chimaev can shoot for takedowns from long range and still succeed. And once he closes the distance and makes contact, stopping him becomes nearly impossible.
Chimaev is just ridiculous, right? The wrestling on this guy is phenomenal. The way that he shoots a double leg and closes and covers so much distance, it's wild. He shoots from so far out that it shouldn't work, but he's so explosive and so powerful, he makes it work. He closes the distance, and all he needs to do is get a hold of you. So I assume that Khamzat is also ridiculously strong as well, because he's fast, powerful, he's explosive, he's got good wrestling, and if he gets his hands on you, you go.
Michael Bisping described Dricus Du Plessis as a physically imposing fighter with strong takedown defense. He said the key to challenging Khamzat Chimaev is to apply pressure early rather than retreat. While he expected Chimaev to eventually secure a takedown, Bisping noted that making him defend constantly and fight moving backward could shift the momentum.
Dricus is a big dude. He's not going to be easy to take down. Dricus is going to play him at his own game, and that's exactly what he's got to do. You can't run away from Khamzat Chimaev, okay? The man's going to get you. He's going to get a hold of you, and he's going to try and take you down, and he's probably going to be successful. So what do? Now what you're going to do is you're going to meet him head on. You're going to fight him at his own game, and that's exactly what Dricus Du Plessis said that he's going to do. He will get a hold of you, and he probably will take you down. So meet him head on. Make him work for it. The best form of defense is attack. Put Khamzat Chimaev on the back.
Michael Bisping pointed out that Khamzat Chimaev's aggressive style stems from his belief that he can finish opponents early, whether by submission or knockout. While he recognized Chimaev as a rare talent, he acknowledged that pacing had been a question mark in the past. However, With a new strength and conditioning coach, Bisping said Chimaev is working harder than ever to improve in that area.
Khamzat Chimaev has got tired in the past, but he still chooses to fight the same way. That's because he believes in his ability. He believes that all he needs is a minute or 2 minutes, or certainly at tops, 1 round with the guy, and he will put them down and he will finish them. And if he doesn't submit them, then he will knock them out. This is the self-belief that Khamzat Chimaev has. He is a very special fighter. However, the cardio could be an issue. We've spoken about that at length. He's got a new strength and conditioning coach. He's pushing himself to the...
Anthony Hernandez said, Du Plessis is a rare kind of challenge for Khamzat Chimaev, with the size, toughness, and stamina to test him in ways previous opponents haven't. He noted that most of Chimaev's past competition had moved up from lighter divisions, whereas Du Plessis is a true middleweight. Curious to see how the fight unfolds. Hernandez added that over 5 rounds he believes he can finish any opponent, and made it clear he's ready to face elite contenders on his own path to the title.
Title on the line between Dricus and Khamzat. How do you see it playing out?
I think Dricus is going to get him, dude. He's a tough son of a bitch, you know what I mean? And he doesn't gas out, and then, like I've said with Khamzat, I've never seen him like fight like a legit 185. I mean, Whitaker, yeah. But like besides that, everyone else is like 155ers coming up, and so I really want to see him with an actual test. You know what I mean?
If that test was you and you fought Khamzat Chimaev, how would that play out?
I think he gasses. You give me 5 rounds with him, I'll finish anybody. You know what I mean? I don't give. I'm here to fight whoever. I want the belt, so I'm gonna fight all these. Sooner or later, run it. Like that's simple.
Caio Borralho said Dricus Du Plessis has a habit of proving predictions wrong, but he still views Khamzat Chimaev as a different kind of threat. He explained that Chimaev blends wrestling and jiu-jitsu into a style entirely his own, which can catch opponents off guard if they prepare only for traditional wrestling. Borralho questioned whether Du Plessis would be fully ready for that unique approach.
Actually, right now, it's hard to bet against because he always shoot them. You know, I always bet against him, he always shoot them out. So it's hard to bet against him, but it's hard to bet against Khamzat. It's just gonna be how to the Khamzat style. That is not a wrestling style, it's a different thing. Yeah, that's the mistake that people do a lot. They try to fight against a wrestler. Khamzat is not, it's not pure wrestling. He has a system, he does something different. He puts jiu-jitsu on the wrestling, so he needs to be well prepared, not against the wrestler, but against Khamzat style. And I don't know if he's gonna be ready.
Caio Borralho believes this matchup could be decided in the opening moments, similar to how Dricus Du Plessis stopped Robert Whitaker. However, he also thinks that if the fight goes long, the momentum could shift in Du Plessis' favor.
I feel that this fight can be as fast as the Whitaker fight. Like, really.
Oh, wow.
I think this fight can be really, really fast. But I can see this fight going to the second and third round, and then I see some advantage for Dricus.
Meanwhile, Tito Ortiz said this matchup would show just how dangerous Khamzat Chimaev really is. While he sees Chimaev as a monster in the cage, he warned that Dricus Du Plessis has the potential to surprise him, especially if the wrestling exchanges don't go Chimaev's way. Ortiz compared it to his disappointment watching Bo Nickal struggle recently, and noted that Russian fighters often excel by blending strikes with wrestling to create openings for takedowns and finishes.
How do you predict that fight plays out?
People are going to see how vicious Chimaev truly is. I respect the guy. He's a monster. Du Plessis, the champ, I think he's in him for a rude awakening because he's going to realize that his wrestling is not as good as Chimaev truly is. It was heartbreaking for me in that middleweight division because when Bo Nickal got picked apart his last fight, I was like, man, why didn't you wrestle? You're one of the best guys in the world in wrestling. Use your wrestling. And that's what all the Russians do. They use their wrestling to set up punches. They use their punches to set up the wrestling. They take people down and they choke them because they're really good at it.
Tito Ortiz also predicted the fight would end inside the distance, expecting Khamzat Chimaev to wear down Dricus Du Plessis within 3 or 4 rounds through constant pressure. Having followed Chimaev's rise closely, he praised his grit and athleticism. Ortiz added that Rampage Jackson, who trained with Chimaev in California, vouched for his skills and was especially impressed by Chimaev's ability to explode into takedowns from far across the cage.
I think I would give it maybe 4 rounds, 3 to 4 rounds, 3 to 4 rounds. I think Chimaev just overwhelms him too much. I think that's my opinion. Once again, I watch him. I watch Chimaev. I just see how tough he is. You know, I know he had training camp actually at Jackson clothing company, or Jackson in California, correct? And was it
With Bear and Rampage is also there.
Yep. And so I know he's doing really well. I talked to Rampage. Rampage goes, no, he's the real deal, Tito. You know, I see him. Like, I watch his fights and how vicious. I mean, he can shoot a double leg from half the cage and still take a guy down. He just very...
Luke Rockhold said Khamzat Chimaev brings danger with his wrestling, constant pressure, and ground skills, but questioned whether he could maintain that pace for an entire fight. He pointed to Chimaev's performances against Kamaru Usman and Gilbert Burns as signs of potential slowdown. Having trained extensively with Dricus Du Plessis, Rockhold noted that Du Plessis maintains his energy, withstands adversity, and knows how to survive difficult situations.
Who's seen a lot of mixed martial arts. You do the Jackson podcast, Santos Studios. Right now, Khamzat Chimaev, the Wolf, he is there training. You've grappled with him. He's got a big fight against DDP, Dricus Du Plessis, someone you've had a lot of rounds with. After feeling both those men, how does that fight play out?
We'll see how it plays out. No, I think Khamzat is very good at wrestling. He's very good on the ground. He's very good at pressure. The longevity of the fight hasn't been his best approach. So you see with Usman, you see with Gilbert. Tough test. I've put a lot of rounds in with GDP, and you don't go away. So unless he gets to him early, we can play.
So if he doesn't put him away early, it's a DDP type of fight.
I think that's the way DDP goes. You know, he manages to get through, weathers the storms, and he keeps going. That's what champions do, and that's why DDP.
Din Thomas compared Khamzat Chimaev's style to that of a fast starter who excels early, but has yet to prove himself over a full 5-round fight. He believed Dricus Du Plessis has the toughness and fight IQ to survive the early storm and gradually take control as the rounds progress.
Think Dricus beats Khamzat?
Yeah, I do.
Really?
I really do. I think Khamzat is a sprinter. I think if you were to make fights 1 5-minute round, Khamzat beats anybody in the world, any weight class. But you can't fight championship level fights for 5 rounds, the pace where he's at his best. If he fights like that at his best, I think Dricus is so durable and he's so smart that he'll be able to withstand that. Now they're swimming in deep water, and Khamzat can't swim that deep.
Wow.
Din Thomas predicted that if the fight reached the championship rounds, it would favor Dricus Du Plessis. He said Chimaev could struggle once he realized Du Plessis wasn't going anywhere, as Du Plessis would keep applying pressure regardless of the pace. Thomas added that Du Plessis's ability to manage his energy comes from his well-rounded skill set, allowing him to remain effective deep into a fight.
I think it just goes into the championship rounds and he figures them out.
Yeah. I think that by the 3rd round, Khamzat's like, all right, I don't really know. I can't, this guy's not going away. Wow. And also too, is if Khamzat does, let's say he does pace himself a little better, Dricus will just pour it on him.
Right.
So I think that pacing is a big factor. We always talk about this cardio thing, but cardio is really just being able to manage whatever pace you have based on the skill set you have. That's really what it comes down to. Like if you have a very limited skill set and you're forced to be in situations that you're not comfortable in, you're going to have bad cardio. But when you have a very well-rounded skill set and you can pace yourself better, you can have good cardio. So, I mean, that's really what it comes.
Paul Felder said the fight with Khamzat Chimaev would be the toughest challenge of Dricus Du Plessis' career. He pointed to Chimaev's non-stop pace and explosive starts as major factors that can overwhelm even accomplished opponents like Du Plessis. In Felder's view, that level of intensity makes this matchup the ultimate proving ground for Du Plessis.
I think this is the toughest test of Dricus Du Plessis' career.
Yeah, I think so. I think just that first round type of crazy onslaught that he brings to the table and pressure that he brings early in a fight is very, very difficult, where it might not be the highest caliber as far as pedigree and what we've seen from a fighter so far. I mean, you got Whitakers and people like that he's been able to beat and get through, but I absolutely think that this is going to be it.
Paul Felder predicted the opening round would be chaotic for Dricus Du Plessis, with Khamzat Chimaev charging forward to gain control and hunt for an early finish. He admitted Du Plessis' style can look wild at times, but said his track record of proving doubters wrong can't be overlooked. While acknowledging the danger Chimaev poses, Felder leaned toward Du Plessis, finding a way to win.
Know that first 5 minutes is absolute chaos with somebody like Khamzat. He's going to be on him. He's going to try to take him down. He's going to try to take him back, and he throws big punches. And Dricus being a little bit wild and a little bit clumsy in there sometimes. I think this is his biggest test. But, dude, I'm done ever counting Dricus Du Plessis out of a fight. He has proven all of us wrong over and over again in these fights where we think he's going to, okay, this guy's going to kick his. So, if I had to pick, I'm leaning Du Plessis.
Meanwhile, Ales Karov predicted the fight would be competitive but ultimately favored Khamzat Chimaev. He credited Chimaev's well-rounded game combining dangerous, striking, and grappling as the key advantage, while acknowledging Du Plessis' toughness, awkward style, and ability to disrupt opponents' timing. Ales Karov believed Chimaev's adaptability in a fight would be the deciding factor. That wraps up the video, with anticipation building for the clash between Khamzat Chimaev and Dricus Du Plessis. Fans are eager to see how the showdown unfolds, and viewers are encouraged to share their predictions in the comments and subscribe for more content.